How's it going, everyone? We're here to check out the skins that made it in this week, and sorry my video is a little bit late. I have had computer problems. For some reason, my computer keeps just shutting off and restarting, and it's not an overheating issue, and it's not a GPU issue. So I'll be working on that for the next week and hopefully resolve it soon. And besides that, had some issues with loading skins and so forth. Some of you guys may notice that the new furnace skin looks a little bit weird. It may look like it's completely low res to you. That is actually an issue with Steam. If you did purchase it, you don't have to worry about returning it. It will look like it's supposed to in the pictures as soon as that Steam issue resolves. I talked to Hulk, and that's what they said it is. It's just some kind of weird loading thing, really rare. It should resolve itself. If not, Hulk is monitoring it, or he has someone on the team monitoring it, I should say. I don't know if he's literally watching it himself. But one way or another, we're here with an update, and there's a few things to cover that is skin related. I'll go into more detail in my actual update video, but the spray can no longer uses up its durability when you're using it to change skins. So that's kind of a nice thing to know. For anyone that wants to, use the container skin and change up the whole building, you kind of go through a lot of spray cans that way, and or anyone that just likes redecorating. So that's a nice little change. The other thing, speaking of the container skin, a lot of people were upset that the top of the container buildings didn't look like a container because it was the plywood floor. Well, now after this week's update, it should detect that it is now the top floor and switch to look like the actual container color on the top. Anyways, with those things aside, we've got the Abyss update DLC to check out, and then we've got our user-created skins. So let's jump into the user-created skins. We've got one for you this week when it comes to clothing and armor, and it is a nice little seaweed kelp poncho right here. As you can see, it's going to run you 99 cents, and you got the little sea star and various different buoys and floater pieces and hooks and net pieces and sea creatures all kind of attached to it just to match along with the theme. Next we have our deployables, and as I said, you can see that there's something weird going on with the furnace right now. As you can see, the resolution almost looks like I set my graphics to 1, but you can see everything else looks normal. And again, Steam issue should fix itself, don't worry about it. That aside, this matches right with the theme, seaweed, barnacles, and the little view holes, which we'll check out here for the night glow. Next, we've got a rug for you, and you can kelp out your base with the Kelp Rug. And yeah, it's definitely a funny one. This one will run you $149, so this might be a good one to grab because you can technically help camouflage a base with green netting here. You're getting where I'm getting to. Very expensive skins on the market, and this does a very similar function, so might be something worth investing in. Over here, we've got a vending machine for you, and they're always rare and far between. We've got the Abyss vending machine for you this week, and it's going to run you the usual $149 as well. It doesn't have any too special glows on it, but it just really goes with this theme. Anyone that wants to set up kind of like a boathouse thing, this would definitely be the perfect vending machine for you this week. Moving along, we've got a couple doors, and this first one's going to be our glowing item this week. This is the Sunken Door. This is going to also run you the most this week at $249, and most likely that is because of the glow and the really cool octopus, I'm sure, as well. If you didn't notice, the glow is actually the octopus or squid, whatever this may be, holding the new Abyss torch skin. Last but not least, over here we have a double door for you. This one does not have any glow, but it does only run the $149 price because of that. It's all kelped up and matches some of the sunken other doors in the set, so of course is the sunken double door. This one is definitely a good one to use for that boat base if you want to stay a little more conspicuous and not stand out with some glow. But that does it for the community skins, guys. Let's go ahead and kill the lights. Take a look at our glow here. So as you see, the glow on this is very faint. It just kind of comes right nice off that torch with the creepy tentacles coming in around it. And then if we head on to our furnace, as you can see, it has a glow through all the different little portholes, matching one of the hazmat suits, which you'll see here shortly. Last but not least, for our community skins, we do have a weapon for you, and it's this barnacle sword. Look at this. The whole thing's made up to look like a harpoon. This is the Deep Sea Sword. Has some nice bindings there for the grip, and it's just altogether very nice and barnacle, mossy, algae covered delight. You can pick this up for the usual weapon price of $199. So let's go ahead and check out the actual Abyss DLC pack. Alright guys, so with the Abyss DLC, we get some hazmat suits, but as you'll notice, there's only one icon. This might confuse a few people who don't read the details on it. So actually the way this one works is there's 3 different variations, and you get one randomly whenever you either apply a skin in a workbench, like this, or when you craft one out of your inventory. So you'll see we actually got that one there. So I'm gonna undo it, redo it, and let's see. Now it's that suit. So you guys kind of get the idea of how it works there. Did again, still that suit. Oh, now we got the other suit. So you kind of get the idea there, everyone. But the main thing here is let's go ahead and take a look at the individual suits themselves. It should be pretty straightforward now that you know how to kind of switch through them and that it's at random. A little reading comprehension is nice sometimes, but hey, I'll go ahead and help you out with that. But the detail to these suits are absolutely amazing. Let's start off. Do these change the stats of the hazmat suit in any way? They 100% do not. It is literally just a regular old hazmat, no stat changes whatsoever. You'll also notice that each one has a different kind of diving tank on the back, which I think is quite cool. The next one should be the one that everyone's most used to seeing, as this was the one that was testable on staging for everyone to check out. This one has the kind of old diving bell with a protection rod kind of in the front, and then has multiple kind of viewing holes all around the front of it. Definitely gives a bit of a Bioshock feel, which I'd say is a very plus, because I think everyone loves that game. But the detail that they put into these suits, I mean, you can even look at where they were made. Navy Diving Helmet, Mark II, Osane & Sons, Inc., Boston, Massachusetts. So in the lore of Rust, these diving suits came originally from somewhere in Massachusetts, which is really cool. You can see they have the different weights to weigh themselves down. That's how they, floated to the top or sunk to the bottom. And then this one actually has a full-on animated back here with a rotating belt to run, I'm assuming, the oxygen system and all, which is really, really cool. So definitely a lot of details put into these suits. And with the third one here, it has very similar kind of bodysuit, but the helmet is much more kind of, I would say, very weldery. It definitely feels like an underwater welding designed kind of suit. So you go under, it has this special blast shield with the extra lenses, and you can see there's like a crank on this, or well, yeah, I guess you can call it a crank, a twist knob, whatever you want to call it, to adjust said filters. And so I'm assuming that's where they got it. I'm no expert on diving, but I grew up off the coast, so I have some ideas of how it all works, but maybe not the lingo completely. So I'm sure one of you guys will roast me in the comments. One way or another, you see again a completely different dive tank on the back, which is very cool. They've put so much detail into it. It is just absolutely awesome looking. Alright, so for the rest of the pack, we've got some tool skins for you. And these are for the metal hatchet and pickaxe, and some amazing detail has gone into this. And if you don't see it quite right there at first, it's actually dripping. If you look at the little algae there, there's actually droplets coming off all the algae and dripping off of the hatchet itself. You've got these fresh, wet looking barnacles, and just an amazing, amazing job done on this hatchet. Then, of course, it has to have a pickaxe that is equally epic, and look at this thing. It is just a giant anchor. This would be so heavy to use, and it just kind of has that visceral feel to it. You know what I mean? And it also has kind of like a dangly little chain part that's really hard to see unless you're looking at someone else there. So we'll actually go ahead and pop into third person and see. Yeah, oh, it's like clipping right through my knee. Well, one way or another, you can see it on someone else when they're using it. Definitely a very neat little detail. Then we've got another item for you, and it's a torch skin. So it's actually the second torch skin to pop on in to Rust, and it does have a unique kind of sound effect because there's a little chain hanging from the bottom, which is neat. And when you turn it on, you click a button, and there you go. The unique thing is you don't actually need to do the torch glitch, so to say, to use this one underwater, as you can actually use this one underwater. So, hey, that is the one kind of, I guess, if people want to argue pay to win, I mean, honestly, it's not the best light under there, but hey, there you go. Then, of course, we've got a weapon skin to go along with the bundle, and it is this amazing AK right here. Look at this thing. It's got seaweed flopping all around. It's covered in barnacles. Number 14 salvage. I wonder what that's about. Then you aim down the sights, and the actual tip there is the hook at the front. And there used to be a kind of annoying seaweed that would flop into your view of the sight, and that is gone. As you can see, there's no longer anything that blocks the sights. The devs heard you, and they went ahead and fixed that up. And if you'll notice, it also has a tiny anchor for the stock on this one. And if you see on the other side, when it flips, there's kind of like a golden doubloon kind of medallion thing going on there, which you can also see in the Abyss logo. So I wonder what that's all about. Is it just a fancy little thing for the DLC, or is there something more to it? I'm not sure, but we'll have to see how that goes. Alright, and then the last question is, I know a lot of people ask, can you fire it underwater? That was just people being an admin and floating underwater. Admins can shoot guns underwater, or it was a glitch at some point that I just didn't catch. But no, it doesn't fire underwater. There's nothing special PvP, pay to win on that. It's a normal AK, you go ahead and plop into the water, and you can't do anything. I can swing a hatchet, but... Oops, where's the AK? Where'd it go? AK no fire. So, any videos on that, guys? I got a lot of questions about that last time. That was just, I think, mostly just trolling. So, there you are, everyone. Thanks for watching. Sound off down in the comment section below. Which are you going to pick up? You getting the Abyss pack? Are you picking up any of these other skins? Did the octopus or squid tentacles grab you? Just let me know down in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Stay rusty and enjoy the fresh wipe on the seas.